Okay. So hi team. Yesterday I have discussed the topics on until now we have covered topics like we have worked with like SQL installation, workbench, and yesterday I have discussed you how we can do the same SQL queries from the terminal also a command how we can use the root user with a password without a password in a terminal. And then I have discussed a basic creation of databases and deletion of databases and creation of tables and rows and keeping the values inside that and along with the foreign keys and what I can say primary keys. So today's class I want to discuss I just copy pasted here so that you guys will easily understand. So today basically what I can say is I want to discuss where clause using a where clause with some select update operations like this um, in this session. So I said interactive because every day I'm just telling theory and practical and I'm just going away. I will discuss some topics and let's solve these six uh, little small problems along with the solutions I'll discuss and along with the um, discussion I'll explanation I will tell to you. And yeah, I just want to make sure you guys all I believe you guys all guys know about this website W3 schools. For already experienced guys, I know you guys may have heard this website somewhere, but for the freshers, this is the website where you can understand many of the skills very easily, like you have Python, CSS, HTML, Excel, XML. These are like very what I can say user friendly websites, and these are the concepts very easy to understand. I will also explain some of the concepts from here also from the websites and my own items which I have written. So I'm just making sure like you guys are aware of this website. If you go here, if you try to learn SQL tutorial, it will show you. For example, there is some example. You can try it yourself here. Let me do one thing. See, if you have a table called customers, if you have a city customer name and city from the customers, you guys can get that detail. See, this is giving you select customer name and city from the customers. There is a customers table and it is just giving you two what I can say fields, customer name and city, which you have mentioned here. If you just given here star, this is the topic that I have discussed yesterday from the customers. If you run SQL, this is giving everything. So this is giving everything. If you are specifically giving any field name, if you just give customer ID, it will display only the customer ID here. I'm just repeating here because if you want to practice, if you don't have MySQL Workbench, but I don't suggest you not to use Workbench. I would suggest you to use that. But I'm saying, yeah, this is one of the platform where you can quickly run your all practical items here. Like if you want to run anything practically, you can implement from here also. This will provide you the platform to write queries and execute this. But already the data is induced into this, that's why you don't have to add any data. So it will try to teach you everything from the start, what is select, what is where, what is order by, and or operation operators are there, how can you use this with examples. It will explain you a little example, and it will give you a simple description, and it will show you an example and you can try it yourself. Okay, so this is how you can learn. So in our classes, I can say in information technology IT, there is nothing like you can learn from zero to everything. Even if we discuss this for 3 to 4 days also, you will still have some topics you may miss. That's why. So I will suggest you when you got time, whenever you got time in evenings or whatever, you can still practice other concepts also from this WT3 schools. Okay. So in today's topic, so basically I'm yesterday I have discussed with you primary key and foreign key topics, right? So what I can do is today I'll revise the primary key and foreign key topic along with the where clause. Okay. Okay, let's go into my SQL workbench. Yeah, let me refresh it. I'm trying to make sure I'm on the same table. Like I said yesterday, if I want to use this SQL tutorial, we will just give SQL. tutorial. That's it. It's already there. So yeah, just make sure you are using this command. So if you observe in SQL tutorial, let me close this, minimize this. In SQL tutorial, what's happening? You have some tables. You have two tables here. Ignoring this, you have two tables here. If you want to see the tables, you can run this also. See, this is employees table. You don't have any items here. Like basically, you run this command, right? Select from SQL tutorial.employees. Did you observe a pattern here? So basically, if you want to retrieve any table, you will just give select from what I can do here. This. Basically, you can just give here. You're already inside SQL tutorial. If you want to see the contents of the table, you can give select all from employees. That should show you employees table, right? But when I you can even without this command, you have a feature here. If you come here, if you hop on here, there is a icon here. If you click here, that will also execute the same item, and that will also display the table. Even if you don't write command, it automatically takes this command from that button. If you observe, it is not giving just SQL star from SQL tutorial dot employees. What we are doing basically, we are not giving this one. But yeah, if you forgot to use the table before this, we gave given rights use SQL tutorial. That means we are saying we are using the SQL tutorial. But if you forgot to give this, even if you miss giving that, you can do like this: select star all from everything from SQL tutorial database. Inside that database, from the employees table, display that, so that even if you don't use SQL tutorial database command, you can still retrieve the data of employees table from the SQL tutorial database using this hierarchy. Select star from, just give database name before the table name. Still you can get the same data from here. This is how you get it. So let me explain you what's the foreign key and the primary key. Yesterday I have discussed with you. This, what I can say, let me show the example. Offices. In our code, in our case, office code is our primary key. When we are creating this, what I can say is columns. See, even you can get data from here. I don't have to show code yesterday which I have ran here. Okay. So if you go into the table, if you go into the offices underscore, in the office table, you can check what are the columns of the offices by here. If you click on the columns in the downside, it is showing you what are the columns all presented here. That will show here also. It is saying, hey, these are all the columns we have. These are all the columns we have. When we are creating the columns, what we have given? Office code, varchar, and 10. Office code may contains numerics and characters also, strings and numericals also. We are saying it may be up to 10 length, and pk, that is primary key. We are saying this is primary key. This primary key identifies each record uniquely. Okay. So this primary key cannot be repeated. You cannot have one and one. You will have just only one. If you have 1000, you will have just 1000. That number won't get repeated here. That should be unique, and that shouldn't be null. Primary key cannot be null. For office code, one is there. For second row, Boston, everything is there. This two is not there. This cannot be empty. This should be filled with something, and number should not be repeated. That is the condition of the primary key that uniquely identifies. Okay. There is a concept called foreign key. Even yesterday I tried to discuss with you guys. Foreign key is nothing but, let me show you this. For example, these are your two tables, right? Employees and offices. You can establish a relation between offices and employees using the foreign key. For example, in offices, yeah, to use the foreign key, you have to link the foreign key only with the primary key. For example, let me show this Visual Studio Code yesterday, which I have shown you guys. This customers table. See, what we are saying is, if you are creating customers table, when we are creating a customers table, what he is doing, creating a customer table, and then he is saying he is assigning the columns, columns, fields, customer number, customer name, first name, last name. He's saying like, hey, this field is contains integer and shouldn't be null. Phone number will be varchar and not null. Address line is varchar, not default null. Like when he is saying this, he is saying customer number, this field will be primary key. Primary key in the brackets, in the brackets he's saying customer number. You can establish relationships between one table to another table also. So foreign key is the item. How you are assigning a establish connection? Let's see. This is customer table. Okay. Let's assume we have another table, that is employees table. If you want to create a relationship that is already existing, so what you are saying, foreign key sales representative employee number, which is here, sales representative employee number, references. What is saying, this is referencing, what we can say, he is referring to that guy, he is referring to this person. That means we are saying this guy refers to that person. That means we are doing a link here. Foreign key establishes a link. Just make sure you are linking already existing column to another table column or the same column also. For example, foreign key sales representative employee number, here he is referencing employee table. Remember, this is customer table. He is saying this references employee table employee number. Did you understand? In employees table, there is something called employee number, and that should be the primary key. As I said, foreign key can be linked to only primary key. Employee number is a primary key in an employee table. If I come here, I don't think there is a table here. Let me show it here. If I come to the Word document, I will send you this link for you guys also. Um, this link is important so that you guys can easily retrieve the data from the website. I will paste you that in the WhatsApp later. So if I try to open that website, this is what I can see. This is a rough data that I took from the GitHub. From the GitHub, you can find many codes also for your practice. Like W3 schools, like I said, if you guys want to practice Git also, you guys already there are many users outside who already written the SQL tutorial repositories, who already created the repositories for the SQL practice. From there, you can take some practical, mm, some example scripts, queries from there, and you can implement in your SQL workbench and do practice from there. So there are many tables. If I want to create a table called offices, I can do this. I can just copy paste. If I want to create an employees table, I can just copy paste and execute in the workbench. Your employees table will get created and these columns get added. So this is a simple way. Instead of writing everything, you can practice from just copy pasting this code into there. So So where is this employee? See, there is employee table. In employee table, employee number is a foreign key. This field is a foreign key here. So what he's trying to say was here, he's saying link this repository employee number with referencing to the employees table employee number. Employee number is primary key. So this is how he's linking the foreign key. Let me show with a practical example so that you guys will understand how this is working. Uh, Let me run a simple query so that you guys will easily understand this. Mhm. Let me create a table. Create table. We don't have table. Let me create a table called orders. Okay. Let me give order ID. This may be integer. We are saying this can be the integer, and this is primary key. Mm, maybe order date. I can say we can take date time. We don't have to give semicolon and just give column there. Let's create customer ID. We can say this is integer. ID will be mostly in the integer format only. 1, 2, 3 numbers, right? So customer ID can be integer. And what I can add? Mm, that's it. I believe this is okay. And let me execute this one. Sorry, I am not giving this closing bracket. Okay. See, this basically, let me refresh this. I have created a orders table. I have orders table ready. In this order table, what I have tried to give order ID, integer primary key, and this order ID is the integer primary key here. Okay. Now we have a primary key. We have one item ready. Let me create another table now. Create table. Let me create a customer. Always remember, this is the format. Whatever you give inside, whatever you give inside with commas, this is the format. Open, close, and opening and closing brackets. If you miss this, you may feel like you still may get syntax errors. You may feel you don't know where you got the errors. Okay, so let's do what I can say. Customer ID. This can be the integer, and this can also be the primary key. Okay, I believe you will not get any error because this is not case sensitive, so you don't have to worry about that. You can give customer name. Customer name can be character, where character, and name can be sometime lengthy also, right? Indian names can also be lengthy, so you can give up to 100 there. What you can do, my city. City name can be where character, maybe a short city name, not 100 up to 100. Okay, so I have created another item also here. So I have already created a orders table. Okay, I have already created an orders table. Let me do this so that I can refer from here. I am giving customer ID a primary key. I am having what I wanted to do was I wanted to link this customer ID with the order ID in the orders table. How can I do that? See here. Foreign key. What I can do? First, I have to give the hierarchy was this one, which to which I wanted to link customer ID. Customer ID. If I'm giving spelling mistake, I have to give a spelling mistake only here also. I have to refer to which one? References. I have to refer to which one? Order ID. I can't simply give order ID here. I can't give just order ID because this is not customer table. This order ID is from another table, that is orders. So I have to give along with that. In orders table, I'm referencing order. Okay. Maybe I'm given spelling mistake here. What is this? Okay. Yeah, this looks good. So what I'm doing here, I already have a orders table. In orders table, there is an order ID. I wanted to link this customer ID with this order ID so that I have to give referencing orders in the order ID table. So here what I'm doing, uh, No, let me create the table, then I'll show you with the example when I'm entering the values. So two tables were created. Refresh here. If you can't see here, just don't feel like you haven't created it. Just refresh it. Okay. So I have attached the links. I have created a table. Let's insert some content. Okay, insert some content into the tables. What I can do was insert into. Let's we have tables ready. We don't have data inside that, right? Let me insert. So you understand what I'm saying? We have table ready. We don't have matter here. That's what I'm trying to do. Insert into orders. Inside the orders, what I can give values. Yesterday I have said you insert into orders inside brackets. I'm not giving the all field names here or column names here, because if I'm planning to enter every detail of the fields, I don't have to specify that. So I'm directly giving the values here. Okay. What I can do is, what are the fields I have? Order ID, that can be one, and date can be anything like 2025, or I can say like get date, and then what is that? Customer ID, and I can give yeah, I believe this is fine. Insert into orders values in PK time, maybe the syntax error. I will just at the syntax part, I'm okay. Let me do this. Orders, uh, order ID, comma, customer ID, and let me ignore this. Yeah, I have inserted this table. I have inserted a value for order ID and customer ID 1. Okay, let's assume I have an orders table ready, and inside this order ID is 1 and customer ID is 1. So I have inserted some data in the orders table. Let me insert some data into the customer table also. Okay. Insert into customer values. What I can add values? I can add in customer. What are the items here? Okay, 1, and customer name can be, I can do 2, and separated with comma, and the city Kansas. I can simply give the Kansas there. See, and for the customers also, data is there. Just try to understand one. I have given a link between customers table and orders table. What is the link I have established there? I have said to them, in my customer table, what I said, in my customers table, this customer ID is linked to orders ID, orders table, order ID. So in order ID, already one is there. And in customer ID also, we have one. So that's why it's not throwing any error. So just I have to tell you one thing before this. Once we create in orders table, if we are assigning the foreign key and that foreign key is linked to the customer table, so that becomes the parent and orders become the subchild. So if you don't have anything in parent, if you're trying to create in subchild, I mean child, you will get an issue. For example, what I'm trying to say was, what I'm trying to say was, in orders table, we don't have foreign key assigned. In customers table, we have foreign key assigned. That means in orders one is there. That's why in customers ID also you are able to create one customer ID, which is linked to orders. But if you are trying to create customer ID 2 in customer, which is not in orders ID, you will get an error. You know, that is how you are creating a links there. I don't know if you guys understand or not. If we have created an orders table, then we have created a customer table. In customer fields, we have assigned a foreign key, and we are saying that, hey, in customers table, we are saying in customers table, this customer ID is linked to this order ID. So that means this customer ID is primarily what is this? This customer ID is primarily dependent on orders ID, because when we are creating a foreign key, we have said that this customer ID is linked to orders ID, order ID. So if you don't have order ID order ID 2 here, if you don't have order ID 2 here, but if in customer, if you go and try to create enter a new item number 2, you will get an error, because this customer ID will try to go and look into the orders ID, because in when you are assigning foreign key, see what I'm trying to say was, because what I'm trying to say was, in employee number, you have created a foreign key, right? Foreign key to this one, and differencing employees table employee number. If you are trying to give the number 2 here, but number 2 is not there in employee number in employees table, you will get an error. Only employee number 2 is there, then only you can also create number 2 here. That means this number is directly referring here. This becomes the child, this becomes the parent. If you don't have 2 in parent, you can't create 2 in the child. That is what the simple logic I wanted to tell about the foreign key. So I basically took so much time explaining this, because many people will get confused. So I don't know if I confused or explained it well. So I hope you guys understand this. And yeah, let me move to the next topic, that is where clause. You have tables, you have data, everything ready. So what should be done? You have to play with this now, right? So we have data ready, we can play with the data. This is the query language. I can say SQL query language is fun. You can do lot of experiments. You can learn it very well, like it's fun. Until now, that's maybe theoretical, but from now you'll find it so much easy and easy understandable, and it would be fun if you try to practice it using W3 schools or MySQL Workbench. So basically, so where clause, in you have querying language, right? In querying language, you have multiple components. There is something called where. It is saying we can add where clause to the select statements when we are doing some select statements to select the rows satisfying the given clause. For example, let me come here in the MySQL workbench. Let's take the employees table. I believe in employees table there is nothing. Like I said, you guys can also do this. You guys can also have fun with this. Okay, in employees table, if I come here. I said like this, right? I said this, right? Like you guys can do some practice from here. So let me create an employees table. Where is the data for the employees table? Insert into production, insert into production, insert into employees. Yeah, we have a employees table ready. Let me just insert the data. You can take data from here, okay? Let me run this. We got our data. I just took the data from there. So if you try to understand the, what I can say, that code, basically in this website he is writing insert into for the every line, but basically you don't have to write this every time. You can just simply write insert into employees and what all the fields only once, and then values separated with commas. You can write all values in a single, for the single command, insert into employees, in this rows, in sorry, in this columns, enter these values separated with commas. But he, for the every row, for every row he wrote a command separately. So basically you can write in this way also and that way also. But for me that's okay because I'm not writing anything. It's automatically creating everything from me, for me. So until now we have discussed the basics. Okay, let's have fun from now. You have a table. In the real time, what I'm saying, SQL is basically used to retrieve, manipulate data. What do you mean by manipulating the data? When I can say you have manipulated some records, when I can say you have manipulating a person, you are changing it, you are doing something change to it. So let's let's assume we have some data. We have some database. Inside some databases, we have these tables like employees in a company. We will be having large data sets. We'll be having multiple tables. We'll be having multiple data. What you can do? Until now, it's very simple. We haven't did complex items. So let's assume we have a very big table with a lot of fields and a lot of records. If I want to find something in Google Drive or in my file manager, I will simply give my file name. That is like marriage photo or some name. I will just give. It will give me data. If I'm just going into the search box in the Google Drive, I will search there and it will give me the data. But for the tables, how you will get the data? You have Excel also, right? I mean, what I can say, Excel, Microsoft Excel. For that also, if you want to retrieve some data, whatever you're trying to do, you have writing some formulas, right? So coming to the tables and formats, right? This for the structured data. This is structured. This is neatly like managed and structured data. If I want to retrieve some data, if I'm saying you, hey, I want some data, 1143 reports. I want data with Office Core 6. I want give me all the records with Office 6. How you're gonna do this? This is not any Google Drive or file manager, right? So how can you do for the structured data? This is where the fun, real fun comes. You have a lot of options in the SQL. If you want to retrieve some city, hey, give me all the employee names that ends with the city name, Kansas. Just give me all the data who are related to the Kansas city. It will display all the names whose city name is Kansas City. It will ignore all the other items. Okay, that's how we're gonna do this. I have created a table. We have the data now. So for you guys also, if you want to practice this, you can take this from the link I will provide you later. From that link you can do practice there. So if you want to use this, play this, there are many clause. So in that one of the item is where clause. So what he's saying, in order to add a where clause, you have to use that with the select statement to select the rows satisfying with the given clause. For example, if you want to select, there is a job title, you want to select something called sales representative. For example, he's telling for the same example only. We have an employees table now. Okay. He's saying, if you want to get a select repo data, how you gonna do that? If you have to select reports to and then 1002. Let me show you an example. So let's take the format. We have to give select from employees table where job title equal to sales report. Let me show that example. Select everything from employees. What is our table name? Employees table where what we want? We want, let's assume we want all the data related to reports to. Reports to, even if you don't give reports to in a quotations, that would be fine, but give the value in the quotations. 1143. we are saying get the all the data from the employees table where reports to is equal to 1143. Okay. So what you understand, for example, let's say you have your manager whose code is 1143. If you want to know something happened, if you want to retrieve all the data related to that manager code, you will get this data. That means this data is giving you this info. Maybe that means these are all the employees who are linked to that manager. This is how you can do the retrieve. You have multiple items here. This is not just simple. You can do multiple complex items using this. See, if I wanted to do something, see, what is saying? Note that values with spaces must be placed without the quotes. Spaces must be placed within the quotes. Okay, it's just saying like within the quotes if you have values, spaces. Okay, so we have operators. We hear these operators in every language, in Python, C, C++, in any language we come to see the operators. Operators are also useful here. Equal to sign. See, we have given equal to sign. We are saying select from the employees where job title equals to sales operator. For example, there may be some column like percentage employees where percentage equals to maybe for different employees there are different percentages 70, 80, 90, 100. You can give here like this, right? Where percentage is greater than 90. That will show you all the records whose employees percentage is more than 90%. That is greater than operator. You can give less than operators. You can give greater than or equal to operators, greater than, less than or equal to operators, between operators, like in operators. You can use multiple items here. Even if you can try this, you can try this practically from the W3 schools. This is the reason why I introduced the W3 schools, because I may not show you every item. That will consume lot of time if I try to explain. Let me show where is this. See. It is saying select from country customers where country equal to Mexico. You can select from there. See, this is the table you already have demo database. He's already having this table. You can play with multiple items. See, if you are using the text fields, he's saying select from the customers where customer ID equal to 1. This will display only this record. Okay. It is saying operator in where clause. If you are using the equal to. So if you are giving customers ID more than 80%. If you are saying customer ID more than 80, that will show you the records that are greater than 80. Let me show you the example here. See, you have a lot of records, 1, 2, 3, up to when you don't know. So what we are saying, show me all the customer IDs that are greater than 80. So you don't want the records before the 80. So from there, you are showing the records. You have only 11 records pending there. This is how you can use the operators. Equal to uses equal, greater than equal to greater, between is like you can give the certain range. You have less than equal to or greater than equal to only, right? If you, for example, if you want to display anything between the 40 to 80, you can give 40 to 80. You can give like operations like search for the pattern, like if you wanted to search for a pattern, what I can say. I wanted to show you the like one. I don't know if you guys can find it here. That's very easy, useful. Let me show it here. Oh no, no, this is not I wanted to show you. Where is the like? Select all existing. Yeah, SQL like. This is one of the important item you can learn from here. What I wanted to show you here is, where is the tray? Yeah. So, what it is saying is, for example, in like you have this percentage symbol. You can say, like return all the customers. Show me all the customers from the city that contains the letter L. So basically, if you are giving L in between these percentages, that will show you all the cities that contains the letter L. Remember, we are not saying that starts with letter L. For example, in Los Angeles, even if you L is there, it will display this. For example, which city I can say Florida. If I try to give this list, it will display me the city Florida also, because inside that L is also there. See, if I see the which one? City in Berlin L is there, London L is there, here L is there, here L is there, right? That's how if you use this percentage symbol, that will displace you the city that contains L. That's why you are giving percentages, okay, between that item. If you want to search for a item that starts with LA, it is saying LA. So you will give the percentage after that percentage symbol. After if you give LA, that means we are saying, just try to remember, this is like wild card. If you are giving percentage before after that item, that means whatever it is after this, that should be present within that name. After this anything can be there, but it should start with LA. So this will basically displace you everything that is starting with LA. See, customer name starting with LA. That is how you can do. So if you want to do any specific operations like, hey, give me, maybe you will face this scenarios in the real time. If you are saying, hey, I want any city that is starting, that is having L, you will be having hundreds of records. But if you are giving anything specifically, hey, I should get only name that starts with LA, that's making your list little shorter compared to this, right? So this is how you can go give. If you just a basic logic, just understand, if you want to get something that ends with LA, you can just give percentage LA that should ends with LA. That is logic. Just keep here this percentage in front. That means you are saying give me anything that ends with LA. Okay. And yeah, and you can use this or command also, like see, select from customers where customer name like A percentage, like that starts with A, or customer name like starts with B percentage, anything. And like I said, to end with percentage A, you have to give just percentage at this, like if you want to see anything that ends with A, just give that percentage symbol before that. So let's see this with examples. I have given you this item, right? I said we can do this examples. List the customers in a United States with the credit limit higher than 1000 here. Understanding all these concepts, we can do this in the practical way now. Let's see. In our customers table, I don't know if you have data or not. No, we don't have data here. Let me drop table. Let me drop the table. Let me create again the customers table from the data we have. I don't have to write everything from the beginning here, because I already have the data. Employee, customers, create table, if not exist. I haven't created it yet. Oh, sorry, we don't have classic models. This guy is already giving the default database, but we're already in SQL tutorial, so I'm just removing it so I can create it now. Not exist customers, customer name. Well, to open reference table. Create table, bapre. I believe we don't have customers. The issue here. Let me do one thing. I don't want all these items here. Okay, my customer's table got created, even if it giving warning. Yeah, I have my customer's table ready here. So I can insert my data into the customer's table from here. Where is my customer's data? Oops, we have a lot of data. Hmm. Anyhow, guys, I believe we are very short of time. I will try to do one thing. I'll try to give this queries to you. I mean the problems. I will suggest you guys to try yourself. If you guys are unable to try that, I will explain this in the next class on Monday. But I know ChatGPT will also give the same answers for you. But I can suggest like don't try that. Just try to use your own skills so that you will learn. If you use ChatGPT, you will be not having any scope to learn there. Customers. I have given a wrong spelling mistake. Don't know what happened here. Okay, anything is fine. Hmm, something is fishy. Okay. I know something went wrong because in syntax I had to check where I made a mistake. But yeah, we have less time. So even if I try to insert data, checking all the syntaxes, we won't have the time to solve all these problems. So what I'll try to do is I'll just paste this in the WhatsApp chat. I will suggest you guys Saturday, Sunday, tomorrow, anyhow. Like tomorrow and day after tomorrow, you can practice this. You can try to learn this from the W3 schools. And even if you really use ChatGPT, I would suggest you guys just ask it for the explanation why it is using that query so that you guys will learn. So that's not how much you are learning. I mean, that's not about your copying, pasting, or whatever it is. It's all about like how much you are putting your efforts to learn this. So that if you really try to learn and do some mistakes, then only you will remember this for a long time. If you just try to hear this, you won't remember this for the long time. Just try to read this, and yeah, I will explain you this with answers on the Monday. Thank you.